Hi, and welcome to Design It with Tammy Gibbs. I'm Tammy, and I'm really excited that you decided to join me for today's video. And we're going to be talking a little bit about something that is just on everybody's mind right now around the house rules for Etsy and their new creativity standards that they have tried to clarify. And so, first off, I just want to encourage you as a creator to take a deep breath and understand that this is not the end of the world. If you are a digital product creator and you have been using other prompts and you're not really great at building prompts and you're freaking out because now it says that Etsy is not going to allow or it's against their policy for you to not use original prompts for your products, it's okay. We're going to handle it. I'm going to, we're going to deep dive into this a little bit and see exactly what they say. And I want to encourage you not to panic. It's okay. And you're probably going to come out of this better than you were before. So let's just take a look at exactly what it says. Now, I sell clip art and like invitation templates. Of course, I have my playbooks. So those are sort of a different type of product. But so I sell things like that, wall art, some little baby book things. I have a variety of things, but all of them stem around clip art in some way, form, or fashion. And then of course the playbooks are all on helping creators just like you and just like me learn to prompt better. They're kind of like textbooks, and cheat sheets in a way, for digital product creators that are going to use AI to create their art. So I've had some questions inside my group, and I'm very glad that they asked them and brought it to me because they were like, how does this affect your playbooks? Because I've sold a lot of playbooks, and people are really, they're enjoying them so much. But the thing that has not, their question was how it, in relationship to my sample prompts that are included in each playbook, how it affects that. And so my answer is that, while I don't personally care if you use those sample prompts and generate some art to go in your store, it was never the point of the AI Artist Playbook. The point of the AI Artist Playbook was to master AI art, clip art, and design, and then of course clip art, and then now we have a junk journal one. So it's mastering those things, which means you learning how to do those yourself and add your own skill and creativity to create art that you can be very, very proud of and that you can sell. So the point was never, my books are not prompt books. They're not. While they have example prompts in them, and like I said, I don't have a problem with you using those as is. Now Etsy will have a problem with you using it as is, and my product, just like some other prompts, products, not prompts, but products that you may purchase or belong to groups or memberships that maybe allow you or have or furnish some prompts or something. It doesn't mean you have to throw that out or unsubscribe or anything like that. All it means is that you need to physically go in and you need to add your creativity and make those prompts your own. So using them as is not something that Etsy is allowing anymore. They have come out and they have said this is going to now be against our standards. So let's just take a look down here. We are going to be looking at this designed by seller because that's what, if you do like I do and you're in that niche, broad niche, then that's where we are. So we would be down here. It says that made by seller. We're not that. We're designed by seller. And it includes digital downloads of seller's original designs, original content created by the seller, sold as a digital download. So that's us. that would cover templates, for invitations that use our artwork. That would include, anything that we use AI to create. It even says seller prompted AI creations that were generated using AI tools such as Dolly and, Artistly and everything. Doesn't mention Artistly, but that's what it means. And so, sellers must disclose within their listing description if an item is created with the use of AI. And that has not changed since several months ago when they initially came out on this. So I already do that. I'm sure you probably already do that in your listings as well. What they're not allowing is a bundle, collection, scan, or PDF of someone else's work. So just creating a bundle of clip art using other people's prompts is now not going to be qualifying as designed by a seller. And then these AI prompt bundles, where it's just a whole bunch of nothing but prompts that were being sold with that sole intention of you using those prompts, then that is not falling under the designed by seller as well. So what I want to do is take you into some of my playbook, or one of my playbooks, and I'm going to show you rather than trying to tell you kind of, how you can basically, any of my videos where I'm doing prompting workshops are all essentially showing you the same thing. But let's just say you want to really start prompting and be very organic with it, and not start with, not enhance a previously created prompt, whether it be yours or whether it be, mine inside the sample ones or whatever, which you can do, and those then become yours. I mean, you've changed it, you've made it into something else, so those then become your original prompt because they're no longer the prompts that I included. So, but if you want to start from the ground up today, I'm going to go into Artistly and we're going to play around with how that works. Now, inside the playbooks are also templates that kind of give you order. And I've mentioned inside the playbooks before, that these templates, depending on what generator you're going to use, may or may not, you may have to move around the order of those templates. They're there for kind of example to start with. You can try it that way, and if that doesn't work, you can move the color to the front, you can move the subject to the middle, you can move the bits and pieces around, and that's where you learn how to prompt to the image creator that you're using. And the image creator is also going to be an element that's going to help you be a little bit different, because if different prompts are done in different generators, they of course create different results. And in this case, since we're wanting things to be very original, you're going to look at the outputs. Even if you use like, let's just say you bought a packet of nothing but prompts like years ago or something when you first started, and you've used those through, and you can run them through the generator, you're going to see what it produces, and then you go from there and you start adding things and you start moving things around and you start making them your own. In reality, a lot of you are already doing this. Even if you think you're using other people's prompts, when you start changing them, then they're no longer somebody else's. And that's when you begin to be creating original prompts, because you're taking the bits and pieces, but then you're more than likely, if you do, like for instance, if you took a prompt and you wanted a girl to have brown hair and blue eyes and wear, you added a bow, and you also put her in polka dotted pants, then you changed everything. It is no longer that same prompt. The only thing that would be somebody else's original prompt would be if you made that image and you made a whole bunch of that same, using that exact same prompt, then that would be somebody else's original prompt. But if you change it up and you enhance it, and me, I go all out. Now, I mean, by the time I get through adding stuff around to any of my, even my old prompts that I generated way back in the beginning with Artistly version 1, I can go back now and I can change those suckers up, and I can get so much mileage and so many different things with that. Let's talk about it. Let's go on in and let's play a little bit. Let's have a little fun. So we're in Artistly. If you've not purchased Artistly, I do have a link, an affiliate link. I love it when people use it and then they join my groups and then I can help them with Artistly, and it's a lot of fun. But we're going into this new artistic designer here, and we're going to go over to volume 2. And let me just show you, this is the one on clipart. And let me just go to the table of contents and let's just kind of look at core prompting techniques. See, my playbooks are more like textbooks, that are going to teach you how to do this. So really and truly, this is a good thing. If you already have purchased the AI playbooks, one or all of them, then you're ahead of the game because you already have all the tools you need to comply with this new creativity standards. Okay, so I'm going to find kind of like a template to kind of show you. This talks all about the hierarchy and all these kind of things. And then it does give you the samples and stuff. Okay, so for instance, prompt troubleshooting, let's just say. So the initial was a cute dog clip art playful, very basic. And then it shows you how you can then, you can add these things to it to get a different look. So that's basically, but we have all sorts of different, but then we get into all of you can't learn to prompt properly without knowing the proper terms to ask the AI and communicate with it, which is the foundation that my playbooks were built on. So that's why it's important to know layout styles like centered, symmetrical, asymmetrical, balanced, diagonal, horizontal, because, we can all just spit out, a black dog or whatever. But really, when we get into artistic expression, then we're going to want to do, all these different things. Top a line. We're going to want all of these things. And that's where the playbooks come in. So, we are going to let's go back to the table of contents and okay, so now I'm going to go into Artistly version 5, and we are going to play around with some prompting using the AI Artist playbooks. I'm actually going to be using volume 2, which is the AI Artist playbook, Mastering AI clip art and design, and we're going to start from the ground up and see what we can come up with. So we're going to go into the Fast AI Image Designer, and what we're going to do is select which generator we want to use, because I've said in the past, Artistly is not just one generator in one shot. You've got lots of different types of generators within Artistly. So Artistly is now like a whole suite of generators that will help you get various different styles of art. And it's very cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the, let's just go into the Create from Prompt for version 5. And we are going to be creating a prompt from the ground up because of these creativity standards that Etsy has now put out there. So they want you to be more creative, have more creative input, and not just sell, art that you created from someone else's their prompts. So we're gonna jump in there just 1 second. Okay, so we're going to go right here into my volume to AI Artist Playbook. Like I said, this is the one totally on clip art. So I want to do some whimsical and fun clip art. And so we're going to look at some of these sub styles within the whimsical and fun clip art category. So there's cartoon illustrations, playful doodle art, kawaii style, children's book illustrations, whimsical fantasy creatures, quirky comic book, pop art, bubblegum aesthetic, hand cut paper style. Then you have textures and brush strokes. Now, this is just one little segment of this thorough playbook that you can use. And then we also have suggestions for color palettes within that whimsical and fun category. So it's not like you can't use from the other categories. I crisscross all the time, and that's what makes my art so unique. But this does give you some really neat matching like aesthetics for the color palettes. And then, of course, it also goes into advanced AI prompting phrases, gives you suggested uses for this type of art. And we're going to go back up here because that takes us into another one. So that gives you kind of a little breakdown. Now, right here, I'm sorry, I passed my page here. Okay. On this page, it actually has, like I said, these advanced AI prompting phrases that you can use. So, like for instance, you can. This doesn't mean use them exactly as is. It means like put them all together, mix them all up. It's kind of like ingredients. If you think about the word banks, the phrase banks, all of those things, your color palettes are all your ingredients. And so my playbook is kind of like a pantry that then you can go in and you can select different ingredients for your recipe, which will be your prompt. And then it's your once you've baked it up and you've created your art from the recipe that you created using the ingredients that I have provided in the playbook, then that is you have put creative input into it. You have selected the ingredients and then decided what order to put them in to get the desired results that you want to sell. So that's kind of a neat little illustration there for you as to how I envision my playbooks and how they can have a role in this new creativity standards that Etsy, if you're selling on Etsy, has now released. So let's just choose some things here to play with, and I will just show you how it works now. This is not scripted, which means that trial and error come into play. I always say that because sometimes when I do things and put things together, it's the first time I've done it, it may not turn out. So if it doesn't, I'm just going to say, boop, we'll just go do another one. I just so don't get bogged down in that. So this is my process. This is what I do when I'm creating my art for my store and for my products. I do the same thing. And sometimes it's trial and error. I mean, the first things I put together may not work. So I think I want to just do a cute little girl. So that's going to be our basis for getting started. So we're just going to say a cute little girl. So that's kind of our subject, okay? And then we will decide now we want her to be a children's book illustration, I believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this ingredient, this phrasing, and I'm going to paste it in here. And I'm going to move my subject over here. So now we've got the type of illustration. So we want it to have soft textures, expressive characters, hand-drawn appeal. So I'm going to add, because we also have just one single little girl, so I want it to be an expressive character, not characters, because I'm not doing more than one. Hand-drawn appeal, a cute little girl. Okay. We could also take this, a cute little girl, and we could move it up here to an expressive character, a cute little girl. So we could do that as well. But we're going to leave it the way it is for now and go back into the playbook, and we're going to look for what's next. So let's look at the textures. So let's do this soft, let's see. We want it to be watercolor. So I don't have watercolor in here. I've just already know that kind of what to say. Watercolor, I want it to be wet on wet, and these are in the playbook as well. And I'm going to add this because I just... All right, so we've got those factored in. And now I want to choose the colors that we're going to do. So we're going to also add the soft pastel textures in here. I'm just going to put it here. And a lot of times I will have to go in and wiggle around my phrasing. And then I want to go down to the colors and choose fairy tale pastels. Now there's also this soft candy pastels, which are the bubblegum pink and stuff like that. But we're going to try this one first and just see how it goes. So not only do we have watercolor, but we also kind of have a chalky, smooth blending that's going to be hopefully applied. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 4. We're going to leave them at the 1024 by 1024 because that's normally what my clip art usually does. And what I'm going to do is put isolated against a white background because I would like it to be easier for me to remove any background that it might put in there. And I don't want it to put the little girl doing something weird, or against a really heavy background. So we're just going to do generate image. And now this one is just the version 5 create with prompt that we're going to be doing. And then we're going to try this particular, once we get a good one, we'll try it in some different generators to show you the different looks that you can get. But basically, this is mine because I took all the ingredients. I decided how I wanted to apply them. Okay, she's precious, and I'm not sure why, but we ended up with a cute little fairy one too. But I guess because of the whimsical nature of it, and it failed to generate one out of the 4. So we can go back in and we regenerate that one and see if it will give us another one. But these are all super cute, and they have different color hair. So we could specify. I didn't specify the hair color. And we even have some, it picked up that purple that was in the colors that we did. So let's look here where it says soft lavender, golden cream, dusty rose. That is exactly the colors that we have. The soft lavender, the dusty rose, and the golden cream is, kind of the color of her skin. So let's see if that one generated now. So now we have this one. I'm really not sure why. I guess because it's a children's book illustration. I'm not sure why it decided to give us the little girl with the fairy ears and the fairy wings and everything. But she's kind of cute. So we've got a couple of fairies and a couple of little girls. So maybe it just felt like I needed fairies this time. But here are 2 cute little girls. Okay, so what we're going to do, and that was just, I'll go from there. So I'm going to copy this particular prompt. And now within Artistly, we can go and we can play even more. I'm just going to get this out of there because I don't like to look at that. Okay, so now we're going to go into my artistic designer, which is one of my favorite ones to do. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create 4 images from that exact same prompt and see what it gives us and how they may differ, the little girls. I really like the one with the purple hair. She's really cute. And as you notice, I did not prompt it with whether it was sitting or standing or anything like that. So, it kind of gave me whatever it wanted to give me, which is perfectly fine. That's where me going in and refining and tweaking my prompts comes in. Like if I decide I want to, okay, now this is lovely. Now to me, this looks like the type of watercolor type, really pretty storybook illustration. So I think that this particular designer or generator to me delivered a much closer to like that storybook feel. Now, I would still remove the backgrounds and stuff like that. Now, these would work better more for just clip art because of the style that it delivered. And, you know, I was the storybook is very general as to what you're going to get when you use that phrasing. But oh, how precious. Oh my goodness, precious. This is a beautiful illustration. So this is definitely a prompt that I could use. I actually have a storybook that I wrote it a long time ago. I even turned it into a homeschool play. But it's about a little angel. And so I have been really wanting to illustrate that book because I have tried for years to get someone local to help me illustrate it. So I'm thinking I may be able to go into using use that to get my illustrations because this is the kind of light um, whimsical look. Now let's take the same one and then we're going to go into yet another. We're going to go into the AI art illustrator and we're going to go into the watercolor portrait and we're going to paste it. And then we're going to do 4 images as well and see where that puts us. And what kind of look we get. Like I said, it's oh sweet. Now see, these would make really cute. Remove the background and they would make really, really cute and I do believe it's because the whole storybook element that we're getting these all these little cute fairies because there's no reference to oh there is actually I just discovered it guys. It's got fairy tale pastels, which is where we're getting the fairy from. So that makes sense. Okay. So if we took the fairy tale pastels out of it and just had made fairy tale like one word or we adjusted it, then we probably wouldn't get any little fairies, but it's fine. But these are really super cute. And they have the wet, wet on wet watercolor look. So soft texture. And this is just how you do it. Now I'm going to go back into this one just because it was the last one we did, and I'm going to adjust further this prompt to show you how to do it. So we've got children's book illustrations, soft textures, and expressive character, hand-drawn appeal, a cute little girl. Okay, so now I'm going to change that to a cute little girl with curly brown hair wearing overalls. Okay, so now we're going to see what we get by adjusting. And now we've got a cute little girl with curly brown hair wearing overalls. Okay, something really cool that'll come in handy within the playbook. And I'm going to go back here and show you, or go up here and show you. Let's go to okay. Let's go here on the table of contents. Down here, you will see that there is a section how to generate different poses for animals and people in AI clip art. So this is a wonderful section, and we'll take one of those in just a second, and I'll show you how that works too. Look how precious, wearing overalls, and this is a beautiful character. And remember where we started. We started out with a cute little girl. And then now, I mean, I absolutely love this. This would be such beautiful clip art. You could have, now we can take this little girl character with the curly hair, which is so cute. And now it's not going to be her specifically, but it will be a character similar to, and we are still tweaking within this. And now remember, this one was within that watercolor portrait, which was cute. Okay, so we've got a cute little girl with curly brown hair wearing overalls. Oops. And we're going to add holding a bouquet of wild flowers. Okay, we'll do that and see what we get. So see, I'm taking that prompt, and we have just we've taken all these ingredients, and we're just cooking up some amazing things. Now look at this. Holding flowers. Look how absolutely adorable. I love the expression on this one. You will probably see these cute clip arts some in my store because they are adorable and precious, and I just love this one. And for that prompt, I really love this particular image, but it doesn't mean I couldn't go back to the ones created earlier and also use them. So now I could also go in, and I have isolated against a white background, but I could prompt it to eliminate the flowers that are here. You can refine it however that you want, but these are just really precious. Now, let's go back and regenerate, and I'm going to show you how to use the section that I was mentioning about the posing for people. So we can do arms crossed, 1 foot slightly forward, hands in pockets, legs crossed at the ankles. So I think we're going to do, let's see, legs crossed at ankles. I think we're going to add that in. So we're going to copy and paste this ingredient, and we are going to pull it over here and find the right place that we think to put it. A cute little girl with curly brown hair wearing overalls holding a bouquet of wildflowers. And then we're going to paste in legs crossed at the ankles. And then we're going to see how that comes out. But I'm really pleased with the particular prompt that we have built. We have baked in some whimsy, and so very cute. Okay, so that one didn't work. So that's okay, because that means that what I need to do now is go back in and rearrange where we placed it. So I've got to find the proper place to put that phrase. And that's, again, what I was, okay, legs crossed at ankles. So we're going to move this and put a cute little girl with curly brown hair. And legs crossed at the ankles, wearing overalls, holding a bouquet of we're going to try that one. We're just going to do the one image just to see while we're tweaking it. If you know that it's something that really needs to be tweaked further potentially, then you can just do one image and then you're not using up, your daily amount. Okay, so this still did not give us what we wanted. So we're going to go back in and we're going to move it again. Let's see. A cute little girl. And we're going to do this. Not there. Okay. Cute little girl sitting on the ground. And we're going to do legs crossed at the ankles. We're going to put it back up here and put with her legs crossed at the ankles. She has curly brown hair and is wearing overalls holding a bouquet of wildflowers. Okay, so let's try that. There's nothing wrong with the phrase. It's just where the phrase is located that sometimes gives a problem. You just have to put it where it's going to be read by the AI and implemented in the proper way. And now, see, there we go, finally. So you see how we went all the way through and how we ended up. Now we'll go back that we have that and we'll do 4 images. The great thing about generating in 4s is that, you can call out the ones that are not going to be what you want them to be. Okay, it's generating the design. We're going to go over to personal designs and do a little refresh. And there we go. Look at that. How absolutely adorable. I love the little one with the shoes on. And we could have actually prompted it to put to have the little sneakers on. But these are so precious. Again, now you see that these have given us a variety of different facial expressions. This one is really cute right here. Very cute. Now, we could change hair color, eye color. We could go in and change the type of flowers. We could have her sitting on a bench. There are so many different things. We could have her sitting in a cafe, or, like I said, a park bench or in a swing. This is where your creativity comes in and where you personalize your packages, your clip art packs, or your digital products. If you're working on a journal or you're working on, some sort of little PDF book for kids, activity book or something like that. This is where you take what I'm teaching you with the playbooks and then you apply it and add your own magic. And like I said, you're using the different phrasing and the different the word banks, phrase banks, the color palettes, all of those elements and even the styles, textures, all those elements are your ingredients so that you can cook up a really amazing package of art that you will use in your products or sell as commercial clip art or whatever. So I think that I have basically shown you what I wanted to show you and given you just, I know that I do prompting workshops all the time because I want to show different things. There are so many different elements within the playbooks that I have so many different things I can show you about how you can use them. And I think that's very super helpful. And even if you don't have the playbooks, it's still going to help whoever is watching because they're going to learn how to prompt better. And this particular video, because of these new creative standards that Etsy has released recently, like within the last week, I wanted to come and I wanted to tell you about them, tell you my interpretation of them, and then flow it into the playbooks, because this product, the playbooks that I have created, and this series of best-selling playbooks that a lot of people are, a lot of creators are already using. Um, and for all of you, thank you for purchasing them. Just so humbled that you have received them so well. And I love hearing about what you're creating, seeing examples in the Facebook group. If you're not a member, go join now. And so I love seeing what you're doing with them and how they have helped you learn to prompt and create your own styles and designs. And um, the playbook series could not be more timely with this. I had no idea when I started working and curating them and creating them that it was going to be something that literally could help a lot of creators that did not have those skills and did not know even where to start with developing those skills to prompt on their own. um, I had no idea that Etsy was going to do this and make that part of their standards, where they don't want you to use someone else's prompts, because a lot of people, let's face it, they use prompts just like they would purchase prompts just like you purchase clip art. And when you use clip art, you're able to use that clip art in designs a lot of times commercially, because you're changing it, you're adding elements, maybe you're going back in and adding some additional flowers or a pretty background to the image, that you have created and are using. So that's kind of been the way things have been, but now they have to change if you're going to be selling on Etsy, to kind of stay within their um, boundaries and in their good graces, I guess you could say. But it's not, the thing about it is, it's not anything to panic with. If you're unsure, then these playbooks are just going to be invaluable to you. And yes, I mean, I love selling them, but I also love to see the results. And there is nothing more gratifying to me than selling a product that solves a problem for someone, helps them do something better. And these playbooks have done that. And to me, that's like half of the whole thing for me. I love seeing things that I create um, being used to help others in some form or fashion. So that's what I want. I want to do it that way. That's what I want my shop to be about: solutions and helping people do what they do better. So anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. I hope that you've gotten something out of it, and that you'll go and check out the playbooks and all the. Sorry about that. Oh, my time ran up and I had to start over. But anyway, that's one of the reasons that I want you to join the newsletter. The link's down there. Artistly, I know I'm revamping, y'all. Just excuse me. I don't want to go back and redo. Artistly, my link is affiliate link is down in the comments and in the description. And also, I'll remind you that if you run across any sort of coupon codes, normally I try to tell you when I know about one, but if you happen to stumble across one that I'm not aware of, then you can always use those discount codes with my link, and it helps me, and you still get the discounted price. So I have that. My Facebook group, definitely go and join that. What else do I have for you? Be sure and subscribe to the channel so you'll get all my new videos. And thanks for watching, and happy creating. Until next time.